Alright, this is my 91 F150. Don't mind the two-tone. It has a broken spring mount in the back, which I've already started to disassemble. I've taken the bolt out. I took the nut off the top, but it doesn't necessarily have to come off. I have a jack supporting the vehicle right there on the frame, not on the axle. And I took the bolt out of the bottom, and you can see it's cracked here, here, and on the back side there's a nice hole in it, and it was making a heck of a racket. I can back up and get it focused a little bit. Sorry for the... There it is. So I'm going to cut it off. I have my cut-off tool here. I use my one I got from Harbor Freight, and we'll see what we can do. It's held in on the back side by 4 rivets. I'm going to cut it off on the front side. There's 2 there. They got the 2 above the gas tank. The 4 you want to take out are those 2 right there, and those 2 right there. So let me get started. See where I've been cutting it down a little bit. You can see the little outline where I cut. I'll punch that out with a hammer, I think. Punch. Okay, working on the second one. Okay, by taking the chisel and getting it underneath it, I was able to lift it, but the rivets, even though they're cut off, are still in the frame. Let me tap out afterwards. I still got the other side to go yet. Alright, so here's what I ended up doing. I got all 3 of them out, 3 of the 4 out. And I'm going to take, and I put a cut up across there because I can't get the grinding wheel in there. I'm going to bend it back and forth until it snaps off, and then I'll put a wheel on that last one. Pull it back over. Almost there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now it's out of the way. Now I just got to get rid of that last little piece and knock out the pieces. So I've ground it down. Now all I need to do is pop it off with the chisel under here like this, and it should come off. So give me a second, and we'll pop it off. Alright, get the chisel in place. I'm going to hit it with the hammer. There it goes. Now the bottom pieces that are left seem to want to move if I hit them. Take the punch out of the bottom. They were moving. Alright, there's 4 out. And again, a little bit of persuasion. I had to whack them flush for the most part, and then use the punch with the hammer, and that knocked out the pieces. And yeah. Down there on the Alright, clean it up and time to reassemble. This is the broken piece. I cut the ear off as you saw earlier. You can see the big hole there, and it was cracking right along in here, and it was over here. What got my attention was it was squeaking. could hear this corner squeak when you rock the truck or went over a bump. So I hadn't let go. Wasn't going to fall out yet, but it was ready to happen. That's the back side of it. Again, rear shackle goes right through there on a 91 F150. Shackle itself is still in good shape. Under here. It's up here, and I swung it up out of the way. And it'll swing down and go back in the new piece when it's ready. I'll put the nut back on it. You can't get that upper bolt out until the spring has got the pressure off of it. Now it's kind of up against the body, so I'll have some fun trying to get that back down into the new plate when it's time. But the moment we'll swing it up out of the way, and I'll bolt that new plate on. This is a brand new one, made in China. You can see the print there, probably not. It's a Dorman product. Get this at your local parts store, or you'll find that stock number online. Left and right are both the same. So left and right rear are both the same part number. There is no left or right to it. You can get these online, or like I said, at your local store. These look like they're pinch nuts. I haven't taken them apart yet, but they appear to be pinch nuts, so it doesn't come apart. And the back side has a head on it, like this. Trenches apart. Okay, so it's up in place. I don't have the bolts tightened down. I left the last one off up there. That's the hardest one to get because it's up behind the gas tank. But you can wiggle your hand in there, a couple of hands. Put a little flat black Rust-Oleum on there just to kind of protect it a little bit. It's kind of sometimes a issue with the amount of rust that is in the truck. But I also use some kind of Never-Seize. This is an anti-seize that I think I got at Advanced Auto, but it's your choice where you get it from. It has a graphite in it. It makes taking things apart later much easier. I use it on pretty much everything I do on the car. This one's made by Permatex. Focus on it. Works pretty good. It's a gray grease, and you just brush it on a little bit, not very much. Up here, see, it took the nut already. I brushed. I brushed a little into the nut. You can see it, just a little dab. That's all you need. These bolts are 15 millimeter on this side and 17 on the back. Just for your general knowledge. Okay, it's back together, and the only way I could get that to come back in by myself was to raise the vehicle quite a bit higher, and then I could pull on the top and slip the bolt in, and then I tapped it with a hammer, but it's in place now. I just got to tighten up the two nuts and the bolts.